Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Out podcast. So it's been a minute, okay? I just wanted to sort of like take a break from podcasting for a little bit because it felt like I wasn't like looking forward to like hopping on my couch every week and podcasting. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take a break. Let me take a minute for myself just so that I can like enjoy life a little bit more. So it was my cousin's bachelorette that I went to, which was so fun. If you'd like to check it out, I have uploaded the video on my YouTube channel. It's so funny. It's entertaining. It was such a vibe, honestly. And then, of course, it was her wedding. And I'm so happy for her. Like, she looked so stunning. And it was so nice to be around family again and, like, having that time with them. And it was just so fun. Everyone looked so stunning. It was just a whole vibe, honestly. And then I ended up spending the whole weekend with my brother and his wife. And it was so fun. Okay? That's, like, clearly the word of the episode today. Okay? So fun. And it was just nice to like be around family and like do something different with my weekend and just like be in the moment and have fun. And I honestly had a great time. So I'm so grateful for that. And then it was my mom's birthday. So I took her to Bootleggers in Kenilworth. And if you don't know this, you know, that's like my old hood. Okay. So it was so crazy, like just being back in that area, especially with my mom. And it was so fun too, like just like being able to like take her out for breakfast for her birthday and having that time with her too. It was really nice. And also just like being back in that area was really nice. It felt like a little bit nostalgic. Okay. Oh my gosh, I am so obsessed with cenat streams. Like I honestly did not know that I would be this person, but it's like my favorite thing to watch. Like honestly, like him, Kevin Hart, and Drewski, I'm all about that. Okay, I'm watching it. I'm laughing my head off. It is so funny. Honestly. Okay, he is so entertaining and I can't remember when last I've actually laughed like so hard for a video. Like it's so funny. But anyways, I am back and I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys. That was just like a little synopsis of what I've been getting up to. But yeah, like I'm super happy to be back on the mic, back on the couch, and back hanging out with you. So this episode is all about, that number one thing that made me not overthink. So think about it. You know when your laptop has like 47 tabs open, your Spotify is playing, your email is pinging, and then the fan starts making that weird like helicopter noise. So yeah, that's basically my brain 24/7 all the time, constantly buzzing, constantly like spiraling about literally everything. Maybe what I said yesterday, what am I going to wear tomorrow, why someone hasn't texted me back, what I'm doing with my life. It's like a browser that like never closes, honestly. But recently, and I don't even know like how to explain this, but something actually shut some of those tabs down. Like not all of them. I'm not like a crazy Zen person, even though that is something that I really strive for, because like, you know what, I am really chill, okay, by nature, but my brain is doing its own thing. So it hasn't completely stopped, but I've found like a really great way to start dealing better with my anxiety and with those like overwhelming thoughts. So I was actually able to like close some of those tabs in my brain, and just enough that I didn't feel like I was like drowning in my own thoughts 24/7. And listen, I'm not saying that I'm suddenly like cured of overthinking. I'm not out here like living my best Zen, enlightened, perfect life, because that's just like, it's just like not true, because everyone has those ups and downs. But I did find one thing that honestly helps me not spiral as much. And I kind of hate that it works because it's so simple, but it actually changed the way that my brain feels on a day to day. So today I'm going to tell you what that thing is, how I actually like stumbled on it, and why you should probably try it before you spiral about whether you are spiraling. So let me give you like a real classic me moment. Okay, I'm lying in bed, I'm scrolling for like an hour on Pinterest, and suddenly I'm spiraling about everything. What am I doing with my life? Am I wasting my time? Is this the path that I'm supposed to be on? Why do I feel like everyone else has it more together than me? And then of course, my brain starts imagining my entire future. It's exhausting, it's overwhelming, and honestly, sometimes I hate living in my own head. The overthinking, the constant analysis of like every little choice, it can make life feel heavier than it actually is. Like you start noticing how much mental real estate you're giving to unnecessary stress and anxiety and like comparison. That's why I've had to like really get selective about what I consume and who I follow. even what I allow myself to think about. Otherwise, I spiral into existential dread before breakfast, and yet I honestly don't know why, but somehow all of this like constant questioning and comparison and anxious thoughts is also what drives me. It's just like about learning how to manage it instead of like letting it manage you. Or like one of my personal favorite moments, okay, I'm going to the gym, I'll like plan my outfit perfectly, then I'll think, do I look okay? Is this like slick back bun sufficient enough for me? Are people going to like laugh at me at what I'm wearing? Because I honestly did not go to the gym looking like a aloe girl, okay? I'm just wearing whatever's comfortable because, yeah, I need to be comfortable in the gym when I'm working out, okay? I do not want to be thinking about anything popping out or just not feeling my best, especially when you're like doing yoga and you're doing like so many like weird types of poses and stuff. Like you want things to feel secure, you want things to feel good. You don't want to be like worried about like, oh, is this top like too tight or my boobs gonna like be popping out. Like you don't want that type of vibe. Like I want to be really in the moment and like actually enjoying the workout. I don't want to be thinking about stuff like that. Okay, so it's those types of thoughts that like sometimes make me so exhausted, and like I still need to go and work out, but my brain has been overworking beforehand, okay? And the thing is, moments like this, they are so small, but overthinking turns them into like a full-blown production, literally. It steals your joy, it steals your presence, it makes ordinary things feel terrifying or like a test that I'm failing. Here's another example of how my brain works. My friend invited me, right, to go to this like cafe vibe in town. And it's literally the most harmless, wholesome plan ever. Like the middle of the day, painting mugs, catching up. But the second I said yes, my brain was like, okay, cool. Let's overanalyze this to the core. I start imagining the drive to town, the parking situation. What if I can't find a spot? Like, what if I'm running late? How long will it take me to actually get home afterwards? Will I be exhausted? Should I rather just chill on the couch? What if I just don't feel like talking and like my social battery is like not at its peak right now? And before I even left my house, I was so overwhelmed by my own thoughts that I literally just wanted to stay home. Like, I'm not even kidding. And the thing that I realized was this isn't about like going to the cafe. This is about how much my anxiety and my overthinking can really like shrink my world, and it keeps me in my comfort zone so much. It convinces me that staying home is safe, but really what it's doing is it's like stealing moments of connection and joy and fun from me. I don't want to live my life like that, like saying no because I'm scared of my own head, because deep down I know the reality. Every time I actually go, it's actually fine. I find parking, I'm not late, I get home, I have a nice time, but my brain makes the lead up literally feel like I'm climbing Mount Everest, honestly. And the thing is, like, I went to this festival last weekend, right? And it was so fun. Like, I'm keen to unpack it in like an actual episode. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. Because obviously I can't talk about like a lot of the things that go on there, but it was so fun, honestly. But beforehand, my brain is already thinking of all of the worst case scenarios possible. And I really pushed myself to actually go and like do this and have some fun, because I used to love going to festivals. I used to love going and like dancing and having a great time and being around people. But over time, like you just sort of get into this headspace where I don't know what it is, honestly. I think it's just called anxiety, but I had to force myself to be like, you know what, I'm going. My thoughts, they need to like honestly chill. I'm not going to let them control me. I'm going to go, I'm going to have fun, and I'm just going to try my best to push all of those negative thoughts away and just like get out of my comfort zone. And that's why I've been really trying to like break this pattern, to catch myself in those moments and remind myself that my thoughts aren't facts. My anxiety isn't like something that's like set in stone. It's manageable. It's just a story that my brain likes to tell, and I don't have to listen to it all the time. So here's like the thing that actually changed how I deal with my overthinking and with my anxious thoughts. And honestly, I didn't figure it out in like some super intentional life coach way or when I'm in yoga on my yoga mat. Okay, it was more like trial and error, desperation, and a little happy experiment. Okay, and like forcing myself to do things differently. Basically, I realized that the second that I start spiraling down the rabbit hole of thoughts, imagining like every worst case scenario, talking myself out of doing something, panicking about like logistics, I have to do something, literally anything, and just like take action. Because if I don't, then my thoughts just keep running the show. Like they keep on loop. They're controlling my brain, and I end up like remaining stagnant and not actually enjoying my life. And I refuse to let that happen anymore. So for example, the other day I had to drive on the highway across the city to go and meet my friend. Okay. Normally my brain would have been like, no, too much traffic, too scary. What if I get lost? What if I can't park? And I would have literally just backed out. But this time I just said, okay, we're going. I got in the car, I drove, I parked, I met my friend. And you know what? It was chilled. Okay. My brain quieted down. I actually felt proud of myself. And that small action literally broke the spiral. It's not like the anxiety magically goes away. It's still there, but I actively try and manage it as best as I can. And I actually had a really great time. Like, I went all the way to the other side of town. I parked my car. We went for a walk down the road. We had some coffee. We had some laughs. We went to like a vintage store. It was a vibe, honestly. And when I came home, I was like, wow, like, it wasn't that bad. Okay. My thoughts that were running in my head, you know what? I'll be okay. And by just like forcing myself to do something, get out of my comfort zone, it like stopped my anxious thoughts in its tracks. It helped me to like stop overthinking so much and actually just take action and do the thing that I want to do. Because when I choose to rather believe what my mind is telling me, I'm always going to remain in a position where I'm not going to experience beautiful moments or be able to like just have fun and enjoy life. I remember like laying on my bed crying once because my mind and I just like weren't getting along. Like we weren't friends. Okay. And it's a constant battle and it does become overwhelming. And that mental break sort of just like forced me to try and do things differently because I can't allow negative thoughts to control my life so much. It sucks. And it sounds dramatic, but I'm totally just being honest. Like, you can't allow your negative thoughts to control your life to a point where you stop doing things that are actually going to make you happy. Those like happy experiences that you're going to look back at and be like, wow, like that was so fun. Like that was a vibe. Like I'm so happy that I went and did that. And then what I did was I started actually experimenting with it in like smaller ways. Like I started parking in a different spot at my apartment, taking a new route around the neighborhood, like ordering something different at my favorite coffee shop, cooking a recipe that I literally saw on YouTube that I hadn't tried before. Like small things, you know, low stakes. But each time my brain gets a little less control and that action interrupts the whole anxiety loop. And it works because anxiety is often fueled by, you know, inaction. Your brain predicts all of the things that could go wrong, and without doing anything, it just sort of like keeps replaying scenarios. But when you act, even in a sort of like tiny way, you give your mind real data. Like, oh, nothing bad happened. Suddenly the story that your brain is like telling you loses its power, and slowly over time, those little victories actually build confidence within you, and you start trusting yourself more. You start realizing that, okay, maybe I can do this thing that felt super scary. So that's like my hack, okay? Not meditation, not journaling, though I love those things, but actually the act of just saying yes and moving and doing small actions that have such a big impact. And the beautiful thing is that it doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be like going to grab a smoothie or going for a drive or a different coffee order, a new route home. Like each choice chips away at that anxious loop and makes life feel a little bit lighter. And that's like the real lesson here. You don't have to wait for courage or like motivation. Sometimes the courage is literally in the actual doing and in the actual action of doing something that like gets you out of this like loop in your head and gives you your control and your power back. So after I started doing this, taking action the second I feel myself spiraling, something really subtle but huge started to happen in my daily life. Mornings, for one, feel a little bit calmer. Some days, obviously, you know, every day is different. And I wake up and I'm not immediately like hit with like a mental to-do list of 1,000 catastrophic scenarios. Like I still think about things, of course, but the thoughts aren't screaming at me in all caps anymore. They don't get the front row seat in my brain by default. And I noticed that I spiral less over dumb stuff too, like stuff that used to keep me up at night, like parking, being a few minutes late, sending a text. It just like rolls off more easily now. It's not that the thoughts are gone, but they don't control my behavior or my mood the way that they used to. And I have more mental bandwidth to actually enjoy the little things like coffee in the morning or going for a walk outside or listening to music without my brain running in the background. And honestly, I have more energy. When you're trapped in your head all the time, it's exhausting. Okay, breaking that loop like frees up space, literally. Physical energy, focus, more motivation. Like I'm less drained by my own thoughts and more able to do the things that I actually want to do. But the thing is, let's keep it real, okay? I still overthink sometimes. Old habits do take time to leave, and some days my brain is loud and dramatic and literally relentless. But it's different now, and now I know that I don't have to let it win, that I have the tools and the habits and the little actions that actually remind me that I can move through it, that I can act even when I feel scared. And that's a freedom that I honestly never thought I'd actually feel. And the thing is, sometimes these little hacks actually come to you when you sort of don't even realize it. It's just like sort of through like trial and error and like figuring out things like as they come. So I would definitely recommend that when things become really overwhelming or really loud in your head and with your thoughts and things feel really, really bad for you, I would just like recommend getting out of that environment for a second and like just going outside and getting out of that headspace as quickly as you can and kind of like stepping outside and just sort of being like humbled by like nature or the sky or something bigger than yourself to show you that you are in control and what you're feeling in your mind, it doesn't have any power, that you have the power. And there's so much more to look forward to and enjoy than being constantly stuck in that anxious loop. I have to tell you that matcha is basically my entire personality at this point. Like if you know me, you know that I will somehow work matcha into literally every part of my life. It's honestly my aesthetic, my super like unedited aesthetic, my morning ritual, my excuse to leave my apartment, my social life. Basically, I'm single-handedly keeping the matcha industry alive. Like honestly, I'm like totally kidding, guys, but seriously, I'm not. But I've literally made friends with one of the ladies that actually works at this coffee shop that I always go to. And something funny actually happened that was really hilarious and so embarrassing. I was like walking towards the grocery store, right? And this is the second time that this has happened to me, but with like a different person. And this lady that I know from the coffee shop, the barista, she was walking in the direction towards me. And she like tried to say hi, and I was just like looking ahead because I honestly can't see from a far distance without my glasses. And she had to stop me, like physically just like wave and like stop me and say hey. And I honestly felt so bad because she was probably thinking, whoa, okay, this girl like honestly just switched up and acting like she doesn't even know me. Meanwhile, I'm honestly just looking ahead, not seeing who's actually in front of me. And I mean, come on, how cringe am I? Honestly. It's back to your normal scheduled programming. Maybe your thing won't look exactly like mine. Maybe it won't be matcha or driving across the city or parking in a different spot or like saying yes when your brain is screaming no. Maybe it's something completely different, like a walk or a hobby or journaling or baking or calling a friend, blasting music in your car, whatever it is. The point is this: there is something out there that can actually slow your brain down, that can give your overthinking a timeout, even if it's just for a few minutes. Like you just need those few minutes sometimes just to kind of like reset and refocus and change your perspective in a way that's going to help you to deal with them a little bit better. And honestly, the more that I do these small things, the more that I realize that life doesn't have to feel like a constant spiral. The anxiety doesn't have to control you. You can experiment. You can try different things. You can say yes to going out, okay? You do not have to think about 500 million things that could potentially go wrong. Like you are in control. You just have to remind yourself that you can't stop just because your brain is trying to keep you in your comfort zone. You can't stop yourself from having those beautiful experiences and actually having fun and enjoying your life and trying new things. And slowly, I hope that you figure out what works for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, like the main thing and the number one thing that has really helped me lately when it comes to anxiety and anxious thoughts and overthinking and even comparison, because I feel like comparison leads you down a road of like spiraling. Okay. So for me, the only thing that's really helped me to get out of that was to just take action, to say yes more, and to not like stay stuck in my comfort zone just because it feels safe, and actually like welcoming new experiences and meeting new people and going out and having fun and dancing and drinking and living your life. Okay, you don't have to be doing that stuff 24/7, but I'm saying like don't stop yourself from living life and actually having fun. Okay, so as always, I love hanging out with you. Okay, now go overthink this episode title if you want. Kidding, not really. But honestly, I'm so happy to be back with you guys, and I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. Definitely pop me a DM. Have an amazing week, okay? And yeah, like take it easy. Give your mind a little bit of a break and have some fun. Enjoy life. Do what makes you happy. Follow your dreams and all of that. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.